I'm going to do an insight video today. I'm talking about like oneness vibration, oneness frequency, and oneness connection. I've just been connecting into and trying to integrate my higher self in the sense of trying to bring through some information and some wisdom and knowledge, and trying to connect with the masters and the teachers. And I've had a couple of energies coming around me, and I feel like I've had angelic energies, and I've had master energies, and I've also sort of like there's some universal energies coming around. And as I was starting to connect into it, I was thinking about this age, and I was thinking about consciousness, and I was thinking about oneness consciousness, and I was thinking about opening up your channel. And what was coming through was this notion of like soul and soul qualities, but they were sort of like talking to me about like this infinite oneness consciousness is as a one. We all come from this source, and each and every one of us go back there. And when we're in this source energy, what happens is each and every soul, as it moves into these different dimensions and realities, or the spiritual energy that we have, as we move over into these different realities and these different frequencies, as we start, as we're sort of like, so whether we're embodied or we're not embodied and stuff like that. And what was coming through is when I was trying to connect into the infinite self or the higher self, was very much around like soul qualities. But we come from this source, and what we're doing is when we're coming back to this planet is connected to like an infinite design and an infinite sort of frequency, the oneness consciousness again. But it's like this divine consciousness, and this planet has like a purpose. It has like it's supposed to ascend, or it's supposed to sort of like have a frequency, a vibration on it. And what they were trying to say to me is each soul is given a frequency, when it's sort of like where it's over, like in the spirit world, it's given a frequency, and in that frequency is information, is sort of wisdom, understanding. It's got qualities that when it comes back down, um, what opening up to the channel, opening up to this source energy and your higher self, what happens is then that that soul comes down with a frequency, and that frequency that soul holds is specific and is part of a greater sort of vision for the planet. And each and every one of us, the point of ascension and awakening is that we come down here to actually come down, um, integrate to that our higher self again, and that oneness consciousness of source energy. And what we start to do then is we start to awaken. And as we start to awaken, what starts to happen is we start to open up to that soul wisdom, that soul knowledge, that soul frequency, which we hold, that is part of a vision for this planet. And this is part of what the this spiritual ascension and this spiritual age is. But it's also part of the oneness connection and the oneness vibration. The fact that and this is what the guides are doing, this is what your higher self is doing, is opening you up to your frequency, of what your purpose is on this planet. And each and every one of us has a purpose. Each and every one of us holds a vibration or a key, that once we sort of like once we awaken and we start to connect into that key, we bring our vibration, our frequency, and each and every one of our purposes is here and is part of a bigger sort of vision for this planet. And this is the oneness vibration, the oneness frequency, and this is what the ascended masters are doing. This is what the angels are doing. This is what the universal teachers are doing. They are bringing us and awakening us to that soul quality, that soul vibration, that soul frequency, or soul wisdom that each and every one of us is holding within our own energy. And we're here to open up, to that information, to once again bring forward our truth, express our truth, express our purpose. And what we do is, when each and every one of us do that, we start to access this information, this wisdom. But what we start to do then is we start to vibrate in a way, and each and every one of us, as we start to vibrate and open up to our purposes, then we start to bring this vision into play. And this is what will shift and change the planet. And this is part of the anchoring as well. Anchoring the energy is anchoring the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding that each and every one of us as a soul has brought, like an aspect that's needed for this vision for this planet. And this is what's bringing us back into oneness. This is what's bringing us back into harmony. This is what's bringing us back into union with source energy. But this is also what's going to help shift and change the reality of this planet and the vibration and the frequency to make it a more spiritually um, evolved and spiritually again unified with the infinite masters. And the more that we do this, and the more that we take the vibration and the frequency of the planet and we make it higher by awakening to what our own frequency, our own purpose is on the planet. Each and what that will do is it will bring it back into union. It will open up. So again, everything is part of oneness vibration and oneness frequency. But opening up our individual channels then opens up the channel of the planet. But then that allows the frequency of the planet to open up even more. So once again, then the other realities and dimensions of a higher consciousness and higher awareness, but also these other planets and frequencies still have a part to play. And this is why we're seeing a shift in change in sort of like energies. People are talking about Andromeda, they're talking about Lyra, they're talking about Helios, I think, and then they're talking about Atlantis and Lemuria and all those kind of frequencies. They're talking about these higher frequencies, these different dimensional frequencies of different sort of realities are sort of starting to become open to us because the consciousness is shifting. But that is directly linked to each and every one of us awakening to our purpose. As we awaken to our purpose and awaken and shift the planet's consciousness, then it opens us up to these other energies that are starting to now align with the planet. And this is what this time's about, and this is why it's a new spiritual age and a new spiritual dawning for many of us. And this is the part of why they're saying to me about like integrating with your higher self. Your higher self holds the keys and holds the information that allows your soul to start to awaken, to bring its purpose, bring that energy, that vibration, that frequency that when you were in the spirit world, or with back at source, or whatever you want to say, when you were back there, you had a frequency, you had an energy that you were bringing for this time to help. And each and every one of us, as spiritual beings or souls in our souls, made sort of like an agreement to bring this energy back. And this is what happened, and this is what happens with all dimensions and all realities, and all different sort of like realities. There's many beings, wherever you come from source, or wherever you're part of that oneness vibration and frequency, whatever reality you're in, how it works is whatever the spiritual being, whether it's embodied or not embodied, it holds a vibration, a frequency. And whatever that reality is, or whatever that reality needs to come back into harmony, to shift and change, each and every sort of like being brings that vibration, brings that frequency to shift and change that reality, to bring it back into harmony. And this is what's going on with the planet now. The planet in that way, and this is why we're awakening to a different state of consciousness, and we're coming back to oneness, because the planet's becoming back into union. It's coming back into alignment with source energy, but also these different realities and dimensions. It's bringing us back into union with source. And it's opening us up as channels once again, so with we can be in union, and we can come back into harmony. And this is what happened with these cultures. So like Atlantis and Lemuria and all these other sort of cultures, these highly spiritually aware cultures, worked in that way. There's beings of that we were sort of like holding consciousness. It's what's happened throughout the ages. So you look at the ascended masters, you look at Jesus, you look at Serapis Bey, you look at Almora, you look at Saint Germain. These are all beings that hold a frequency, a consciousness, that when they come down to the planet and they then started to sort of awaken to their purpose, they brought like this soul frequency, this wisdom, this knowledge that was needed for the planet to bring it and shift us as a collective, but shift us also the planet, the vibration of the planet. And this is what's happened throughout the ages, but this is what's happened in many different dimensions and realities. And it's sort of like, and it's a constant sort of flow of evolution, a constant. And this is like the universal law of rhythm, the growth, the cycles. is the rhythm of the universe. That beings are always sort of like um, being sort of beings are always sort of like, not necessarily being born because it's not the right word. I don't know how to explain it. It's like so beings that live in a different reality of light and energy that aren't embodied, they're pure light and frequency. So, but there's different realities where these beings live, or not even live, but they vibrate, and they exist. And in all these different realities, there's always sort of like shifts and vibrations that need to change. But the fact is, in a oneness vibration as well. See, our planet and where it is essential to source energy, and the oneness vibration is like, if anything's out of harmony, because the spirit world, or the worlds of energy and light work in pure harmony. They have to be in union and harmony, and this is why the masters and the guides and the beings are working with us, and this is why we've come back, and this is why the souls have come back to this planet, because it's out of harmony, it's out of union with the rest of the source creation. And so what's going on is, we've come down here, and with the shifts and changes in on our planet, when it's not aligned, then it's creating disharmony in everywhere. So it creates disharmony in source, because everything has to be in harmony. Everything has to be in a oneness vibration. So everything is connected, and it should be vibrating as one. And if it's not, then this is the purpose of creation. Is that also source life creation, is that we are then born, and we all sort of like, as a conscious being, or part of the source consciousness, we are then born, or we're sort of like, we incarnate in different realities and realms to bring the wisdom or the insight in whichever reality is out of harmony, and then to bring it back. Because this is the purpose of creation, is that everything should be in harmony, everything should be part of a oneness vibration, a oneness frequency. And this is why the masters, and this is why the angels, and this is where the universal beings are all working with us. And they're like, in service, is to bring us back into union. Because if we're out of union, then it affects everything. What I mean by that is, everything is part of a perfect harmony vibration. So if our planet is out of balance, then it affects other realities and dimensions. And this is why the beings, and like the teachers and the guides, work with us, because everything needs to be in harmony. So if our planet's out of harmony, then it's affecting another reality, or another dimension, or another frequency, because everything is connected. And this is why, and the beings of higher understanding and awareness, and vibration and frequency, understand this, and this is why they work with us, and they work with us, tirelessly, and they work with us in they work with us, with no kind of payment from it. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to, like, in a benevolent way. They work with us in that way, because they understand this, and this is why it's so important that we, as each soul, awaken, because we've brought a soul frequency of wisdom and understanding that's needed for this age and for this planet, to bring it back into harmony. And each and every one of us have been sort of in like a different vibration and frequency around source energy, with other beings of infinite wisdom that we have worked with, and we have sort of like aligned with, to bring this wisdom and bring this understanding back to the planet. And this is how it was working in Lemuria and Atlantis in the time, that this is how it's always worked. That these beings, like the ascended masters and the teachers and the angels and the archangels, work with Atlantis, was to bring Atlantis and this planet at that time and that spiritual age back into union, so that we can be in harmony. Because pure harmony is the purpose. It is creation, but it's also the natural state of source energy, but of all spiritual beings. We should all be in harmony. There should be no disharmony. However, in reality, that is not how it works. And on this kind of dimensional reality of this third 3D dimension of this planet. You know, there's a lot of shifting and changing that needs to happen, and this is why we're getting a lot of energies that are starting to become we're becoming aware of these new energies, because they're starting to come in now, like Lyra, like Andromeda, like Atlantis, even though we knew about Atlantis, Lemuria, Helios, all these kind of beings that are on the planet are talking about that now. These frequencies are becoming aware, and they're becoming available to us because they're starting to play their purpose. Each of it's part of a perfect design that is starting to play out, because it's bringing back to harmony. So everything that's happening is happening because it's needed to bring it back into union. And this is the oneness vibration. This is the oneness vibration working in perfect union with all parts of the universe. And this is how it works. Everything needs to be in perfect union and harmony. And this is why us as spiritual beings, you know, when we're connected to our source light and energy, we feel in harmony, we feel in union, but we also feel connected. We don't feel separate, and we also feel secure. We feel secure because we're vibrating in a source light energy, in a vibration, in a harmony vibration. And we know when we're vibrating in that energy, in that light, we're also in that eternal moment of the oneness vibration and frequency that tells us, or gives us the understanding, the awareness that whatever's coming at us, we can feel secure, because what we can do is we can shift and change it back into harmony by using vibration and frequency, using consciousness. And this is a direct sort of teaching of how the infinite universe, or the infinite source of, you know, source creation works. And this has given us an insight. It's given us the wisdom and the understanding of this is how it works. And again, as I had yesterday, I'm talking about this, and I know some of the stuff I'm talking about, I'm not necessarily explaining it really well in like human terms, but I know what I'm talking about is coming from a universal source again, because I have, like I had yesterday, I've got an infinite being dressed in purple that stands behind me with a staff, and he's filling the universe. So I know it's a universal teacher, because filling the universe is saying this is the universal vibration. This is a universal teacher bringing universal truth, universal wisdom, universal insight. And I've just had the other guy that I had yesterday that was dressed in lemon, which looks exactly the same. The two universal teachers that come in. One's purple, one's yellow, and they both look the same. They look like ancient, sort of like wise, old, sort of like really old, wise, like when I say wise, I'm talking like these are ancient beings. These are ancient beings. You know, no, they're not old. They're like infinite. Like they've been here for eons. That's how they feel when they start to connect into me. And there's two. There's one dressed in lemon yellow, and there's what. So the lemon yellow, I think, is like, it's about creation. It's about sort of like it brings like a higher energy, a higher awareness, a higher wisdom. But like the purple one brings this spiritual, the universal truths, universal wisdom, universal knowledge. They're both connected. They're both sort of bringing the same sort of vibration. But the yellow one is also sort of like creation and consciousness, and it's helping to lift my energy to bring that consciousness, that creation, to start to bring the information and the wisdom through here. But we are talking about very sort of infinite vibrations and infinite frequencies at the moment. I'm talking about consciousness, I'm talking about the design of the universe in that way. But I feel this is what is needed for us to shift our consciousness, to see how the universe works, to be really conscious of our actions, and you know, our actions and how we create, but also you know, that everything's connected. And this is why there's oneness vibration and consciousness, and the eternal moment and the eternal truth are coming down at the moment. They're filtering through to say that you're part of a bigger picture, you're part of a bigger design, you're part of a grand design, and like when you awaken to that and you understand that, then you will start to live your life and create and express your truth, and you express your reality in a very different way. And this is what I feel these universal beings are saying to us. So they're laying us out this infinite sort of understanding of source like creation and how everything's connected. But then they're also saying that the purpose of giving you this wisdom and this insight and this understanding is to make you consciously shift and awaken in a different way and have a different awareness, so you express yourself differently, so you create and manifest in a different way, and you use your energy and your vibration, your frequency in a different way. And this is the universal way, and this is what all guides and beings know, that how they use their vibration and frequency has an impact not just on themselves but on all beings. And they understand that. They understand this is the oneness consciousness, this is the oneness vibration, this is the oneness frequency, and this is oneness creation. And they know this, and this is why they're bringing through this truth and this understanding and this wisdom now. And again, this was the understanding in Lemuria, Atlantis, Lyra, Helios, all those sort of like different Andromeda, all these different frequencies. They understood this. All these different cultures, they understood this, that their frequency, their vibration, their sort of how they're creating affects the whole oneness vibration. It doesn't just affect their own planet, it affects all dimensions and all realities. And they understand this, and they're bringing this wisdom down to us so we can start once again becoming aligned. And Atlantis and the other cultures were in this kind of vibration, this frequency, and understood this. And this is why we're being brought back this kind of knowledge and wisdom now. And I feel this is why these universal teachers that both step on side of me, and I feel they're going to be working with me, the purple guy and the lemon guy, are both bringing this kind of wisdom back to this age and this planet. And like I said, we're all channels, because we all have a soul vibration, a soul key frequency, a soul purpose that we've come down with, and we all have a key piece of information and a key piece of the design and the vibration and the frequency that we need to awaken to bring back to the planet, to start to build this, it's not a jigsaw puzzle, but it is like to start to build this new vision, this new reality, this new vibration for the planet. And each and every one of us has a part to play in that. And this is what I feel they're saying again and again, this universal oneness sort of like concept of that all things are connected. Again, that's a direct sort of example of that again, that we're all holding keys, and we all have a vibration and frequency, we all have a part to play, and we're all connected, not to just to this reality, just to this planet, just to this frequency, but to all planets and all frequencies and all realities. And this is the way source light creation works, and the oneness vibration works. Once we're born from that oneness vibration, we can never be disconnected, and we're always connected, not just to this reality but to all realities. That's the insight for today.